How to survive social events sober. Now, the thought of spending a whole day at a wedding or a birthday party sober in the initial stages was enough for me to lose sleep and try and find any way not to go. But after over 4 years of being sober, I can assure you that running away is not the way to go. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can survive sober in social settings. But if you want to know how to actually thrive so you can leave that event with people remembering your name and having good things said about you, make sure you stay till the end of the video where all will be revealed. So let's get into it. Stop caring about what others think of you. Easier said than done, I know. So I've got a little bit of help for you. So you wanted to get sober because you wanted to free yourself from this poison that you've been drinking that's kept you in a caged life, running at 50% of your potential. That being said, ask yourself this question. Do you really want to jump from a physical prison to a mental prison? Marcus Aurelius once said in his book, Meditations, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than ours." Now, caring about what other people think of us would prevent us from doing anything worthwhile in life. Being your true self is overcoming your own problems. And the most valuable thing that we can actually do for someone else, like I'm doing now, is helping someone else overcome their own problems. And this is a bit that blew my mind. As long as we stay attached to what people think of us, we will always be what other people want us to be. So that means you will never be free. Now let that sink in. Now think about it this way. Remember the days when you first started the gym. Now I hope you're going to the gym. If you're following this channel, it's an absolute necessity. But remember the first time you went to a gym. I remember I was about 15 years of age. I walked in. I was a skinny little kid, very self-conscious, and I was looking around. There's all these big blokes who are like 30 years of age, got massive biceps, huge chest, looking like gorillas. And I'm there with like little 8K dumbbells, and I'm thinking to myself that everyone around me is looking at me and laughing at me with my technique and the weight that I'm lifting. But I heard this of someone else and it absolutely blew my mind. Have you ever wondered why there are so many mirrors in the gym? Have you? Well, it's because of this. Everyone only cares about themselves, which means all the mirrors are there because people are just looking at themselves, which means they're not looking at you. And the truth is, people don't really care about you. They only actually really care about what you can do for them. Okay, congratulations, you just heard the most powerful point, and if that hasn't changed your mind, well, I don't know what is, so you can turn the video off. I'm just kidding, there's much more to come. So the next point I'm going to get into is non-alcoholic drinks. Now, non-alcoholic drinks, don't ask me how, this just works. We've all heard about the placebo effect when people go for medical trials, they're given a pill which will, I don't know, make them have more testosterone, so they train harder in the gym. They go to the gym and they think they're taking this pill, which is a steroid, but it's actually a sugar pill, and they get better results. Non-alcoholic beers, I came to this conclusion. I was in the first maybe year and a half of my sobriety journey, and I was in a social setting and I had non-alcoholic Peronis. The bottle looked exactly the same as the normal bottle. Everyone actually thought I was drinking. Weirdly, I actually thought that I was drinking, and I just felt loose. My words were flowing. I felt confident. I didn't feel like there was separation between me and the people that were drinking. And I actually started to feel a bit tipsy. It was really weird. Like, I left and went home, and I still had this buzz that I'd been drinking, but only I didn't wake up the next day with a hangover. They taste the same, they look the same. Everybody else thinks you're drinking, so you don't have to explain to people that you're not drinking, which sometimes makes people feel awkward, which can make you feel awkward. By the way, this is a limiting belief. I don't feel awkward when people feel awkward that I'm not drinking. I don't care. And you shouldn't either. But non-alcoholic drinks are a fantastic way to get over the fear of social settings without drinking. Now, the good news is sober drinking culture is on an upward trend, and I have yet to been to a venue where they don't serve non-alcoholic beers. So, if they don't have non-alcoholic beers, another little tip I used to use, I used to just get like a Coke or a lemonade in a glass, and people just think that you're drinking vodka and Coke. So, non-alcoholic drinks. Okay, next up is having an escape plan. Now, I've talked about this before. Having an escape plan is one way of ensuring that you don't actually get tempted to drink. If you're on a sobriety journey and you're in the early stages and you're getting tempted, going to a social setting can make you feel like you're missing out, make you feel awkward, uneasy. And the first thing we want to do when we feel like that is just basically just grab a drink so we can just get rid of the nerves and escape reality and just be like everyone else. So I always take my car. Always take my car with me. Whether I go to a city centre, I had this one time where I was very tempted to drink. I went into the city centre to a pub that I didn't like with my friend who was with these people that I didn't know. They weren't my type of people. I just couldn't get into the conversations. And I remember my other friend just looking at me going, how the hell do you sit there and not drink with all these people around you being the way that they're doing? And that was the moment I was like, yeah, how can I just sit here without a beer? And I was so close to drinking. I said to my friend, I might just get a pint. Luckily, he said, no, don't. Like, you've been sober for 6 months. Don't ruin it. I had an escape plan. I had another group of friends who were going out for food. I had my car with me. I basically just got up, because we have legs. We can just get up and leave when we don't want to be there. So you've always got that power anyway. Got up, left, got into my car, and I drove down to Bondi, and I went and had food with my friends, where it was more a social, civilized area to be in. And then I went home. So having an escape plan, it always just makes you a little bit confident. If you don't drive, just simply have Uber. Make sure you know where the bus stops are. Keep your phone charged. Top tip for you, if you're not quite there yet and you might get tempted, avoid situations where you can't escape. An example I would give you is a boat party where you're stuck on a boat for 4 hours. Especially in Australia, you can't jump off because you're going to get bitten by sharks. I usually avoid situations like them. If you're enjoying this video so far, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me come up with more ideas for videos for you guys. And if you are thinking about starting your journey, I have created a 7-day course in 22 video modules long. It's bite-sized, it's 4.5 years condensed of all my experiences and tactics to stay sober. Next up is, remember, you are not obliged to go to this event. Now, if you're worrying about going to an event that much, then it probably means that the place that you're going or the people that you're going with aren't necessarily the place or the crowd you want to be involved with. And if you do have to go to this event because it means something to someone else and you have to go, I always keep this in the back of my mind. I think if this place is not somewhere where I'd usually go, or these people aren't right for me and they're not how I would spend my time, then it actually gives me a bit of power, because I feel that if I don't want to be like these people, why would I care about them caring that I don't drink? Because I wouldn't want their lives anyway. So this kind of gives me this freeing feeling where I can just turn up and I don't actually care. I'm not self-conscious about what they think about me. And this is quite a powerful way of looking at things. When I'm at a place with people I don't like or want to be like, I couldn't care about the opinions they have. And this basically allows me to freely speak my mind. And this behavior is attractive and contagious. And the funny thing is, you end up drawing people in. Being the authentic you is the ultimate best version of you. And the further you get into your sobriety journey, the less BS you tolerate, and trivial things like this will stop bothering you. Okay, and this is just the last point I want to leave you with, is that if you're in your sober journey right now, you're in the initial stages in the beginning, it's going to be hard. You're going to have times where you are going to not want to go to places. You're going to feel a bit awkward speaking to people. This is because it's all new. You are basically learning a new skill, which is sober socializing. And obviously, being so far on my journey right now, it's a skill that you need to practice every single day. I've talked about this before. I consciously make an effort now every single day just to start a conversation with people. It's just like a muscle. Like if you stop using it, it'll shrink. And speaking to people sober is so much better than actually being drunk, because you're actually in control of what you say to people, and you're not going to end up saying things you're going to regret. And you're actually going to be able to put things together and articulate yourself in a more advanced way than just going out drinking, getting drunk, slurring, talking nonsense to people, not actually remembering what they said or what you said. And a good thing, right, when you go out and you don't drink, you tend to go home earlier. I actually went to this one, it was like a bar, pub sort of thing. 11 o'clock came and everyone just basically just went downhill. In the beginning, when people were drinking and they were tipsy, the conversations were flowing and, you know, it was quite amicable. After 11 o'clock came, I remember I was sitting at this table, this guy was just talking to me, and he just stopped mid-conversation and he basically just forgot what he was saying and the conversation ended. And I was just looking at him like, what? It was just so weird, like, and then I just kind of looked around and everyone was just in a right state and I was sober. So as you get further in your journey, you're going to tolerate less BS anyway, and you're going to find that you want to spend your time on more purposeful things, which means that you're not going to want to go to these events that you previously went to. So these worries are going to become a thing of the past. But this happens over time. It doesn't happen straight away. You will experience this as you go. So that's just my leaving thoughts I want to leave you with. And thanks for watching. And I will see you tomorrow for the next video.